A truly inspiring story, unforgettable college graduation for a young man named Chris Norton. He walked across the stage to receive his diploma just 4 years after a horrific football injury left him with virtually no chance of ever regaining any movement below his neck. But this video you're seeing was on Sunday. We're going to talk to Chris and his fiance, Emily. They're here live in the studio with us, but first, his remarkable story. An incredible moment defying great odds. Chris Norton began his college career at Luther College in Iowa as a star football player. Then he suffered a terrible injury, fracturing his neck and compressing his spinal cord. Doctors telling him he had a 3% chance of ever walking again. 4 years later, the 23-year-old takes the stage at his graduation, leaving his wheelchair behind, taking those courageous steps one by one with the help of his fiancée, Emily. In the audience, his mom overjoyed. The unimaginable transformation, all thanks to Chris's determination.
Come on, Chris. Come on, buddy.
He found Mike Barris, former coach and trainer, who says he's helped nearly 50 patients come back from neurological injuries.
Neurological reengineering is a system that I devised for neurological patients to help them recover to rejoin a regular life.
Chris worked with Mike and his team 5 days a week, 4 hours a day.
He was a guy who struggled to stand on his own. Now he has control of his life.
Dr. Jenkins, an expert in the field of neurosurgery, says recovery can continue for many years, and every kind of rehab helps.
And you don't get there without having the grit and determination.
During his years in therapy, Chris remained strong, meeting the love of his life.
Love you.
Love you. And proposing just 1 day before his momentous walk. The couple preparing now for their most important steps yet, down the aisle. Aww, it is a pleasure and an honor to welcome Chris Norton and his fiancée, Emily Summers, here to GMA. Great to have you both here with us. Oh, you are so proud of you, so proud and happy for you both. Shall we?
Yes.
Shall we? All right, I know that it's quite an accomplishment. To stand, to walk, to do that, all that you were doing. You were told you had, thank you, Emily, told you had, less than 3% chance to ever do that. And I understand that you actually finished school a semester early because you wanted to have that extra time to get yourself ready to walk across that stage for graduation.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it was a dream of mine to walk across the stage. And I set that goal, and I knew I had to work as hard as I could to make it happen. And that's where we moved to Michigan, and just to focus on my therapy and to make my dream happen.
And we saw that in the piece, the hours and the hours of work that you put in. Former football player, when you hear that you have a 3% chance to walk again, what goes through your mind when you hear that?
Honestly, when it happened, it went in one ear and out the other. It was not going to determine who I was or what I will be, and I was going to defeat the odds no matter what. I just had my mind set, and I just had a feeling that God had a bigger plan for me, and just to stay the path and to do my part.
Yeah, you openly talk about your faith. You say faith, family, and friends, that's your mantra?
Yeah, absolutely. Without those three things, I wouldn't be able to make it through.
And Emily now joining the family as well. And I have to say, I was a little taken aback by the statement that I heard that you made, that if you could go back in time to that football field when that play took place, when you were injured, that you would not change a thing.
I would not change a thing. It has given me such a purpose in life to help others, and I met Emily. So I have it all. I really do. I feel so blessed, and I would not change a thing.
Yeah, you met Chris after the injury. Just tell us what it has been like, the determination that you have seen. And I see that you whip him into shape too, doesn't she?
Oh, she's my hardest trainer I've ever had. She's so tough.
So tell us about him.
Oh, it's been absolutely amazing. He is the best person I've ever met. He's such a hardworking, determined person, and makes me better and inspires me to do more in my life as well. It's great to see the progress he's made, and just the work that he puts in every single day. All of the hours he does is incredible.
So much that all of us can learn from watching you, Chris. And Okay, so you were in on the graduation about how he was going to walk across the stage, but the night before, you were not in on the proposal. So Maestro, please, let's set the scene. Was this a song you had playing?
This is the song we had playing. Yeah. This is our song that when we started dating, this was really popular.
You had no idea?
No, I was in absolute shock. I could not believe it. I was so surprised. It was amazing. I told him he wasn't going to be able to pull it off or he was going to surprise me, but I figured out he's been planning it for like 3 months, 4 months. I couldn't believe it.
Did you have a little help there, Chris?
I did. I had a lot of help from, again, my family and friends to make it all happen.
Yeah, your mom and dad are here standing. I know that you've written a book along with an author. Can you tell us a little bit about that, sir?
Yes, we had an author from Atlanta, Georgia approach us and said, you got to tell this story. And so we've been working with her for about a year now, and the book will be released. It's The Power of Faith When Tragedy Strikes, and it will come out later this summer.
I love that title. How proud are you of your son?
Extremely proud. We go back 4.5 years ago when all he could do was nod his head up and down, so we know how hard he's worked to get to that point on the graduation stage.
Well, I can tell he comes from good stock. He comes from good stock. Chris, Emily, thank you very, very much. Thank you for sharing your story and your faith, and all the best going forward.
Thank you.
Future plans?
Thank you. Well,
date set?
Walk down the aisle with Emily, dance at our wedding, and just keep improving.
I know it's going to happen. Thank you both.